A sealed plastic bin, sitting in an SUV on Millard Street in Southfield, Michigan. 2 weeks, just sitting there. 15 miles away, a father walks through woods calling his daughter's name. Volunteers search wetlands. A grandmother begs on camera.
I miss her so much. I miss talking to my grandbaby because she always called me and say, "Grandma, I love you." And I miss her. I got her pictured all over my house. And I knew they was gonna get her.
The bin sits there. April 26. A man calls police. He moved something for a friend, something heavy, something sealed, something he never asked about. Officers open it. 17-year-old London Thomas, right there, the entire time. And 2 people knew. A 23-year-old man, his 49-year-old mother. They watched her family search for 3 weeks. They said nothing. This is Felonies. Like, comment, and subscribe. The truth always surfaces.
I never thought that I would ever be burying my child. I never thought that. I thought my kids would be burying me.
April 5th, 2025, 4 a.m. London Thomas asks her sister for a ride. Her sister agrees. Drives to the 27,000 block of Carlisle Street in Inkster, Michigan. London gets out, walks to the door. Her sister drives away. Nobody sees London again. London was 17, senior in high school, building a music career as Newski. Her track Different Flow was getting attention in Detroit. She called her father Cedric every single day. The house she went to belonged to Jaylen Pendergrass, 23 years old, wasn't working, wasn't in school, lived with his mother Charlotte. London's family didn't approve of him. September 2021, a woman posted allegations against Jaylen online, said he hurt her multiple times. When London disappeared, she tried to warn people about him. By April 2025, London and Jaylen had broken up. So why was she going to his house at 4 in the morning? Hours pass. London doesn't come home. Her sister reports her missing. The next day, her mother files another report. Police track London's phone. It pinged at Cooper Elementary School in Westland, miles away from Carlisle Street where she was dropped off. Cedric starts searching. The family organizes search parties. Volunteers show up, strangers who never met London. They search through woods, wetlands, abandoned buildings. Days turn into weeks.
The cemetery is definitely creepy. I think we just need to step up the search even more.
The search party looked through a wooded area near the school and a trailer park, but nothing has been found yet.
A lot of people came out to show support, so I want to thank everybody.
April 11th, 6 days after London disappeared. Charlotte Pendergrass picks up the phone, calls a friend, asks him to help move a sealed plastic bin. He agrees, shows up, lifts it. It's heavy, really heavy. He drives it to Southfield, places it in an SUV parked on Millard Street, leaves. April 17th. The FBI raids Jaylen's house. They take phone records, text messages. They find evidence that something happened in that house. The bin just sits there in that SUV while the family searches everywhere. April 26th. The friend who moved the bin is watching the news. Missing teenager. Desperate family. 3 weeks and still nothing. Something clicks. That bin. That heavy sealed bin he moved for Charlotte. He calls the police. Officers go to Southfield. Find the SUV. Open the back. The bin is right there. They open it. London Thomas. She'd been there the whole time. The medical examiner determined the cause was asphyxia. 17 years old. Gone.
first reported missing April 5th, London's body was later found on April 26th, after prosecutors say a friend of Charlotte's told police he was asked by Charlotte to transport a sealed plastic bin with unknown contents, which he put in an SUV parked on Millard Street in Southfield, and inside the SUV, police found the plastic bin with London's lifeless body inside.
1 month later, police arrest Charlotte Pendergrass. She's charged with lying to investigators during the search. Charlotte told police she saw London leave their house alive on April 5th, said she walked out the door and left. But phone records proved that wasn't true. Video evidence proved that wasn't true. London never left that house alive. Charlotte lied. She deliberately misled investigators while a family was desperately searching for their daughter. The family thinks justice is finally coming. Then August 2025, the charges against Charlotte get dismissed, a technicality. Charlotte lied to an FBI agent, but Michigan law says FBI agents don't count as peace officers. Only local and state police count. So even though she clearly lied, even though she hindered the investigation, the charge can't stick. Charlotte walks free. But investigators don't give up, they keep working. Keep building their case. October 16, 2025, 6 months after London was found, warrants are issued for both Jaylen and Charlotte Pendergrass. Jaylen Pendergrass, 23 years old, charged with being involved in what happened to London and tampering with evidence. Charlotte Pendergrass, 49 years old, same charges. If convicted, both face life in prison. October 17th, they're brought in for arraignment. Both plead not guilty through their lawyers. The judge sets Charlotte's bond at $5 million. Jaylen, no bond at all. He stays locked up until trial.
All rise. 22nd District Court is now in session. With the Honorable Judge, Sabrina Johnson presiding.
Good morning, everyone. Please be seated. Case number 25-1709 and 25-1710 FY People versus Charlotte Pendergrass, People versus Jaylen Pendergrass. I'm still here.
And good. I'm Charlotte Pendergrass, CRP 69815 on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Honor. For the record, Terry Johnson, P70773 on behalf of Ms. Charlotte Pendergrass, who is present and stands to my left.
Good morning. May it please the court, Judge. My name is Adam Clemens. My P number is 77233. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Pendergrass. So say your name for the record, please.
Jason, stand up. James Pendergrass.
Good morning, everyone. Alright, today's morning scheduled for arraignment. Do you wish to have the charges read?
Mr. Johnson.
Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, we'll waive formal reading on behalf of Ms. Pendergrass, and we'd like to enter a plea of, as part of a plea of not guilty.
Very well. As to Ms. Pendergrass, currently I plead not guilty. As to Mr. Jaylen Pendergrass.
Man, we're waiting for reading and information that's to allow the defendant to stand in and have plea is not guilty and else the evidence.
All right. For I plead not guilty on behalf of Mr. Pendergrass. As to bond for Ms. Charlotte Pendergrass.
Your Honor, I understand that these charges are very serious. I'd like the court to take into consideration the mere fact that this matter... I'm sorry. Oh, my... Your Honor, I'm sorry, Mr. I'm no relation to the prosecutor being in the court.
Personally, yeah.
My apologies, Mr. Degrassi.
Judge, I ask that there be no bond set for each defendant, or alternatively, a very high cash bond. Regarding Ms. Charlotte Pendergrass, she does not have any criminal history. However, she is charged with second-degree murder. And I think, more importantly, for bond purposes, this is a case where the evidence, I believe, will be abundant that both defendants, but particularly Ms. Charlotte Pendergrass, engaged in a extended campaign to lie to the police, lie to law enforcement, to cover up her actions. She was originally charged with lying to a peace officer, which was later dismissed because an FBI agent is not a peace officer in Michigan. But the point is that Ms. Charlotte Pendergrass, I don't believe, can be trusted to follow the orders of the court. She has shown in the past her willingness to be deceptive, to be untrustworthy, and given the serious nature of these charges and the circumstances behind the actual crime itself, I'm asking that there be no bond for this Charlotte Pendergrass, or alternatively a very high cash bond.
Mr. Johnson, you should start.
I do. Your Honor, I'm just rather shocked that the prosecutor can say that my client is not able to follow court orders. This court is aware Ms. Pendergrass was placed on a bond, high bond, and Ms. Pendergrass followed all of those bond conditions. Not a single time was there any allegations that she violated or did anything that she should not have done. As a matter of fact, Your Honor, even after the case was dismissed, that was back in August, so about 3 months ago, she's done absolutely nothing. She has nothing to hide. The problem is she didn't cooperate with the police in a manner in which the police wanted her to cooperate. To come forth and say no cash bond, or to say no bond or a very high cash bond, is ridiculous. She is not a flight risk. She's been here at every single court event. And I would ask that if the court sets a bond, that it be a reasonable bond. Again, based upon her actions that this court has saw, not the allegations that have been put forth by the people.
Would the court like me to address Mr. Jaylen Pendergrass?
In just 1 second, I had just a couple of questions. Where does she work?
She's a caregiver, Your Honor.
She's someone who lives in the home?
No, Your Honor.
And the address we have for her on Raw, is that the best address?
What street, Your Honor?
Raw. No. Okay, so if this housing, if you can make sure we got an updated address to her.
I will take care of
If
it.
not the correct address. But the address that is correct, how long has she been there?
Approximately a year, Your Honor. Is this the address out county? Outside of Inkster?
Whatever her current home address is, how long has she been associated with her current home address?
Oh, over a year.
Okay. All right, court, in consideration of the charges, in consideration of public safety, and I am concerned about the charges that include tampering of evidence and/or allegations of not being cooperating with the police. The court is going to set the bond at $5 million cash. And you're not to leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. If you do make bond, you'll be on a GPS tether. You may not be in possession of any weapons, ammunition, drugs, or alcohol, and you can have a seat for the moment. Mr. Degrassi, as to Mr. Jaylen Pendergrass.
Well, obviously, Your Honor, the seriousness of the charges are severe. I would ask for no bond or very high cash bond, but Mr. Pendergrass specifically, he again, like his mother, showed a willingness to lie to police and to deceive police. But more than that, he is presently charged in Oakland County with making a false report and felony. He was originally given a tether bond, which was reduced. And since that bond was reduced, it's my understanding that the defendant has recently been arrested under suspicion of operating while intoxicated. Now, it's my understanding he hasn't been charged with that crime, but he said at least has had police contact while he's been on bond in a pending case in Oakland County. So for those reasons, Your Honor, I again ask for no bond or a very high cash bond.
Yes, just what I would say on behalf of Mr. Pendergrass is it's interesting and rich that the prosecutor brings up my client's Oakland County case, cases which I believe undeniably will be dismissed. The reason why my client's bond was decreased in that particular matter is because the case is in fact so weak. But nonetheless, Judge, I'm in a venue where litigation is underway. We have a motion to dismiss that's pending in that regard, and I think that we'll be successful. But I think what's pointed in this particular case is that in that particular matter, my client was placed on a house arrest tether. During that particular time, he never missed court. He never violated any conditions of his bond. But moreover, more importantly, as it relates to this investigation, in this case, when did Mr. Pendergrass ever flee the jurisdiction? When did he ever run for law enforcement? When did he ever refuse to come in and meet with them? And it's news to me that he ever provided any false statements. I'm sure Mr. DeGrazia will give you some discovery to that effect. But I've never seen any of that information to suggest that he's provided any false information to law enforcement. So rather than attack a criminal history, the prosecution is asking the court to look at allegations that didn't even lead to a charge as it relates to an OWI. And that's purposeful. And the reason for that is because my client has no significant criminal history that the prosecution can point to. He's been compliant throughout this entire ordeal. So to somehow suggest that he would be a flight risk when he's never fled or done anything to that effect suggests that he's a flight risk simply because we decided to charge him after 6 months. So what I'm asking the court to do in this particular matter is to consider the fact that if the defendant is compliant all the way through, retains counsel, and does everything he's asked to do, at what point do we actually respect the fact that he's presumed innocent? I'm asking the court to set bond in this particular matter at $100,000 cash surety. My client can go on a house arrest tether. He's not employable right now. We don't have any objection to him being on house arrest, and he's already demonstrated that he can comply. But more compelling than anything, judges, he's looking forward to having an opportunity to finally have his name cleared. We want the evidence to be brought forth just like everyone else does, because as of right now, only the prosecution has that evidence. We've never seen anything that suggests that he's broken the law in relationship to the death of London Thomas, or that he's obstructed justice in any way at all. So for those reasons, Judge, I'm asking for a fair reason. Thank you.
Again, considering the fact that this court knows that Cedric already suspect bond or handicap is pretty probably released given the nature of the charges. Was Mr. Pendergrass working at around the time of the incident? And still where and how long?
Well, that's the time. At what period of time?
Hey, back in April.
Well, he wasn't allowed to work, Judge, once he was charged in Oakland.
Okay. What was he doing before then? What was he working?
He was not working.
Okay. All right. And so the court is trying to remand Mr. Pendergrass, said no longer hating the nature of the charges. And we need to set a probable cause conference date. Is everyone available to zoom in for a probable cause conference on the 22nd of October?
What time will it be, Your Honor?
9 a.m.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Judge. I didn't catch that date.
October 22nd, 9 a.m. for PCC on Zoom.
On behalf of Ms. Pendergrass, Your Honor, I'm available, or will make myself available.
I mean, work.
All right, Mr. DeGrazia, you're good for that?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, and we'll set dates until next year. We'll set dates. I was going to try and see if we could pick exactly, since I have all of you here and everybody's got a calendar.
Oh, I understand, Your Honor. I would hope once we receive discovery...
maybe you'll have a better idea of how we need to sample.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get it all this time.
All right. All right. You'll see all parties coming on the 27th, 9 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, have a approved day.
We're off today.
London's memorial service was held on May 10, 2025. What should have been her 18th birthday. Instead of celebrating, her family had to say goodbye. London never graduated high school. Never went to prom in the dress she picked out. Never got to see where her music career could go. Her father Cedric organized those searches. Walked through woods every day calling her name. And the whole time Jaylen and Charlotte knew exactly where she was. Her grandmother Justina made those emotional pleas on camera. Begged whoever had London to bring her back. And Charlotte heard those pleas. Saw them. Said nothing. Jaylen was 23, London was 17, still in high school. That 6-year gap meant he was a grown man, and she was still a teenager trying to figure out her life. Her family told her she shouldn't be with him, but she didn't listen. Teenagers often don't. The trial is still coming. Jaylen and Charlotte are waiting for their day in court. The evidence will be presented, a jury will hear everything, and they'll decide. But here's what we already know. London Thomas walked into that house at 4 a.m. on April 5, 2025. She never walked back out. 2 people knew exactly where she was. 2 people watched her family suffer for 3 weeks. 2 people stayed silent until the truth finally came out. That's Felonies. Like, comment, and subscribe. The truth always surfaces. See you in the next case.